Hello from my studio space. This is Kat Swan with Blank Canvas and Coffee. Thumbnail sketches, the amazing mini workup sketch that gets its name for being almost as small as your thumbnail and is used by many artists during the creative process. Whether you're creating an illustration or fine art piece, or you are designing a thumbnail for that next social media video, this tiny sketch is a game changer because it not only saves time, but helps the artist relax and get those compositions knocked out quickly. If the composition has a great impact at this mini scale, you are headed in the right direction with your finished piece. This is what I do because it works for me. And yes, these sketches are very small. This helps me block in ideas for the composition and I can get it done quickly. I save working on any details for the larger rough sketches. Keep in mind the dimension of your finished piece and go from there. A quick way to make sure the thumbnails are close to the finished artwork dimensions is to lay out the measurements, then draw a diagonal line from corner to corner. For example, draw a line from the top right corner to the bottom left corner and find a smaller sketch size that you are comfortable with, and this will help you create a composition that fits the dimensions from the beginning. This can save time during the process from beginning to end so that you are not having to readjust the composition before completing the finished piece, especially helpful when you are working with a deadline in mind. Create your own example of different sizes from thumbnail sketches to larger sketch and rough drawing sizes that will be helpful to work out your composition, values, and color for the finished piece. Now let's get sketching. I will use this still life that includes elements I am using in the image as an example, and I will also have a second project where I am working up a concept from scratch and don't have any reference material for it yet. First, map out your thumbnails and begin by laying in values. Block in the values, step back, and move on to the next thumbnail. I am seeing if the elements would work better from a distance or if a cropped-in image would provide more interest. While working out this part of the creative process, think about what the mood the piece should have. If you're working with an art director, what was requested, or did they ask for a few ideas and concepts to be presented in a value sketch? What's the focus of the piece? How will this image draw the viewer into that specific page to read that article or view that video? If you are stuck with getting started, just start to draw and fill up those thumbnails. That's what this part of the creative process is for. When I experience artist block during projects, I have been known to create up to almost 20 thumbnail sketches, and then notice that from all of those mini sketches, I may gravitate back to a specific composition that I drew multiple times, and usually use that sketch. Another artist trick that usually helps is to step back and look away from your drawing board. Think of a blank wall. Stop thinking about the images you just completed. When you look back at the collection of compositions that you've created, you should be able to see your work with a fresh eye and be drawn to those that stand out to you the most. Mark your top 3 to use as reference for larger samples. If something isn't already working, go back to your drawing board and try more thumbnail sketches to get the composition that feels right. It's your sketch, and you will know when it's right. Remember, one of the basic rules for creating a composition is by having the horizon line in the top or lower third of your image, not in the center. Another is to create a strong focal point leading the eye to what you would like the viewer to see first. Basically, placing elements off center and in a way that is pleasing to the eye. Working up thumbnails can also help when creating multiple images for a storyboard, and can help you work out the direction to use for a specific scene in a live action video or animated film, or for a graphic novel, to decide different page layouts and which frames and pages show each element of the story, or even for a comic strip to help with finding that right flow for that mini story. Keep in mind, thumbnails can help avoid an image that is awkward or uncomfortable to the eye. If an image is designed poorly, a viewer may be less likely to take interest in what the image represents, and they would be more likely to move on to reading a different article or just view a different video. These quick sketches can help get you started and find what works best for you and your finished piece. Thank you so much for watching my blank canvas and coffee video, and I hope to see you next time when we view another blank canvas together and maybe have some time to enjoy some coffee. If you enjoyed today's art session, please don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom of this video, and please click on the bell to receive a notification for my next art session. See you next time.